Hello friends! The DragonTail Talon Mini, as you can see, is a very small rod. It's got a small grip on it, which makes sense to me because I don't have 18 fingers on each hand, so I don't need a very large cork grip. And I'm not catching, tarpon. Being a small rod, it also has a lot of sections, which tends to make rods stiffer. But let's get a line on here and see what happens. Alright, so I'm not going to go over the specs of this rod, roughly 10 feet. Typically, if you're watching a rod review, it's not to find out the specs, it's to find out what it's like to fish with. I am using the same roughly 10-foot level line that I've been using on pretty much every rod I've reviewed, excluding the current eye. The only thing that changes is the fly, because I lose them in the trees, and this is the fly that I am using today. I apologize for all the sniffling in advance. I am feeling a bit under the weather. I am getting over a cold. So although this rod has many sections, it casts very well. It doesn't feel overly stiff. It does feel a bit stiff, but not wildly so. But, a rod with this many sections is going to feel stiff. That's just it. It is currently 8:27 in the morning, which means the sun is reflecting perfectly off of the water, so I can't see a thing. I have used this rod a lot. I do like it. That short grip I was talking about earlier, love it. I generally am not going to hold a grip more than one way. I hold it like this. That's finger on the blanks, whatever you want to call them, and then just, it's like a fish wand. All right, whoa, that's a part of the stiffness issue. So even with a smaller fish, you can see we've got quite the bend in the rod. All right, it's actually a little bass. That's not a trout at all, but hey, that's also pretty neat, right? That's why it fought so hard. But you do get a lot of action in the rod, even with smaller fish. Boy, he went for it. There we go. All right, got the fly out. A 6-inch bass, all right? There he is. Oh, there he is. And there he goes. Generally, I try to catch trout on these videos, but I'm not against catching any sort of sporty fish. One fish landed, one fish to go. This is an excellent rod to carry with you hiking because it's just so compact. You can fit the rod, a roll of line, and a couple of flies in your pocket. You don't have to carry a bag for it, which is, it's kind of nice. If you're going for a hike, not intending, you're not going on a fishing trip. You're just hiking, there might be water nearby. It's a good option. Swing and a miss. Because of how well the far end of this rod bends, it's pretty dang accurate, even for a rod on the stiffer side. There is a little bit of wind today. It's not a problem. This rod casts into the wind well. Not like gale force winds, but if there's a bit of a breeze, it's not a problem. Here we go. Oh, where are you headed? Uh-oh. Oh, he went under a rock and I lost him. Dang it. Well, poopy. That's unfortunate. Well, that wasn't expected. But that's an awfully large chub. I don't know. I might have to count that, but I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it at all. the smaller these things get, the less you can feel them on this rod. That's a lot of chubs. A lot of chubs. Thank you, Mr. Chub. Uh-oh. Another chub. Boy, it is Chub City. Another chub. Another chub. Yeah, you can't really feel real small fish on this rod. Another chub. How about that one? As long as the line's tight, you do alright. Alright. Here we... Oh, come on. So the Talon Mini is really, in my opinion, one of the best pack rods. It's a very small rod, easy to carry around. It's a little stiff, but not too stiff. It's not what you would call delicate, but it's not like swinging around this log branch stick thing. It has a decent amount of flex in it. It casts accurately, but at the same time, I've been considering this, and I don't know that it's the rods that cast accurately so much, rather than myself as I've gotten used to them over time. If you get what I'm saying. You know, a lot of these rods, when you first grab them and start casting, or honestly when you're first starting out, you're just going to be casting wildly until you figure out how you cast. So I don't know that accurate casting really has anything to do with the rods, but it feels good. It's got a real good feeling to it. I think I've covered everything I wanted to say, but I'm trying to walk through the woods and do this, so I keep forgetting what I've already said. But definitely one that I do recommend. I have recommended it, and other people have gotten it, and they agree that it's a good rod. A mountain goat come through here? Good grief. You gotta be out of your minds to go up and down this. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.